a business owner, if you're an insurance agency owner who's trying to figure out a way to grow your business in 2024 and beyond, then this video is for you. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Chris, the owner of Niche Your Business. And more than 7 years ago, I had a problem. I was building out this niche and I had to find a way to generate leads. The problem was I couldn't buy leads because there wasn't enough demand with what I was trying to do. So I had to find a way, how do I create the demand or find the demand? And that's exactly what I did with our flood insurance company, where I've been doing it for the last 7 years and I continue to do it to this day. But today we're talking about search in this video. We're talking about search is dead, or is it? Is Google dead? Look, search is dead as we know it in 2024 and beyond. Things are changing. Is Google dead? No, not yet, and maybe never. We won't know until we see how they adapt. But in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on with your traditional Google search. Maybe why traffic on your website is down, clicks are down. Hey, I'm not getting as much business through my website. Why? And I'm going to show you how to improve that long term. So today we're talking about Google versus ChatGPT, Perplexity, AI, this huge battle that's going on right now. You know, some people are scared of AI. They think it's the next Terminator. But really, look, we've got to learn to adapt here. The world is changing. You know, if you built your business on Google, then you could be in big trouble down the road because some of the changes that are happening. This is why what you should be doing instead is building your business on what I call social listening. Building your business on the questions your customers are asking every day. Figuring out how they asking these questions. How am I answering these questions through video, blogs, podcast, all these different things. And today on the screen, I'm going to show you a little bit traditionally what we did before with Google, how things are changing with the new GPT search, and how you can understand how your customers are asking questions through what's called conversational search. Look, conversational search is going to change everything. Think about this. You start speaking to your phone permanently instead of typing in. That's one way to think about conversation. Think about, hey, what am I actually saying to my phone versus typing? As a way of understanding what your customer is asking. For example, we'll just use this as an example. Traditionally, you may have insurance costs. And let's even go over here to Google. What's the cost of insurance in Alabama? Hopefully you can see the screen here, but let's just look at this right here. Now you'll see now how things are really changing. Before you may have all these pages come up. Now it's kind of giving you an AI overview. So how do you get your company maybe into this AI overview? Well, one way we talked about is answering your customers' questions the right way. Not just trying to write a piece of content for a keyword. You know, traditionally, you had a lot of people that did things like keyword stuffing, but really studying this and understanding, and this is what we do and help people with everyday niche your business, is understanding, first of all, your audience, your segmentation, and your messaging. Those are three of the most important things you can do as a business owner to continue to grow your business. Because look, we're talking about insurance. Let's just talk about health insurance, auto insurance, and home insurance. Those are segmented markets now. Now we need to understand, hey, the messaging is going to be different for each one of these products. But when you start putting the same thing on your website that every other company or every other insurance agency is out there, and look, we see this with website companies every day. They have the exact same content. They're using AI to do it all. And look, artificial intelligence is a great resource when you're a content manager, when you're a business. But it's not a copy and paste. You should use it more as an assistant, as a team member, like we do over at the Flood Insurance Guru and Niche Your Business, where it's just like my assistant. Maybe it's an assistant to my content manager and things like this, but it's not a copy and paste situation, because this is how you're going to go to the bottom when people are trying to find your business, because you're going to have the exact same content. And look, I recently analyzed 5 competitors for the Flood Insurance Guru, and looking at all the different websites, what I discovered is they were all answering the exact same questions with the exact same response. That meant if we did the exact same thing, guess what? We were going straight to the bottom, because they were probably going to go with a website that was ads or had the most traffic. Instead, remember we were talking about insurance costs, and people were really talking about generic things like deductible. Instead, Insurance costs in Alabama? Well, specifically, hey, what's insurance cost look like in Birmingham, Alabama? What are the actual factors driving to it? But what about Huntsville? You know, auto insurance, the type of vehicle, crime rate, all these different things. Really getting really detailed in here is one way that you can really separate that, but also understanding, listening to your customers, listening to those phone calls, looking at those emails, looking at those questions, even going to your competitors' ads, and this is something we do, and studying their ads and understanding in the comments what our customers' questions they're asking. When we write a blog, going through our comments every week is another area where we understand. Then you could go to a service like answerthepublic.com, understand the who, what, when, where, why they're asking these things. But remember, when we're talking about traditional search here, look, traditionally you may have had the bottom here like this right here with these different insurance costs. But now with AI, it's giving them a lot of the answers here. So when we're talking about something super generic, they may not need to go to your website anymore, which is why your website traffic might be going down. Your clicks might be going down. But here's the good news. Look, website traffic, clicks are just vanity metrics. It does not matter how many you have unless you do something with it. That's why with our companies, look, we'll take less clicks. Like we'll just take less views in our YouTube videos to understand, hey, it's the right views, it's the right clicks. So when they click through and we're helping them solve that problem, we're dealing with the right type of audience. We're dealing with the right customer. It goes back to that target audience building, understanding what their online search activity is, their demographics. Income, are they married? Do they have a higher education? Do they have a high school education? What type of cars do they drive? What part of town do they shop in? What types of shop do they shop at Aldi? Do they shop at Piggly Wiggly? Understanding all these things are going to help you understand that messaging when we start looking at the way these different things. But in looking at this, and I'm going to move over here probably so you can see a little bit better. But like, look, when we try to zoom in here and it's breaking it down for us, well, the cost of insurance in Alabama varies by many types, right? That's pretty generic. So now let's go to, here we go. Alabama drivers pay an annual average of, whatever for full coverage. First of all, I can't stand the word full coverage, and anybody in the insurance industry will know that. There's no such thing as full coverage insurance. Just food for thought there. And they're talking about these average numbers here. And look, we see this too on the Flood Insurance Guru, where people will talk about the average price of insurance with the National Flood Insurance Program. But what they don't talk about then is using their own data to understand, hey, what's the average cost of private flood insurance? What's the cost when I put these two together? Okay, well, now what drives to the cost? Like things that really help people. They're being very vague on their websites. And you're gonna start to see this a lot. But when we talk about social listening too, look, people also ask, look, these are questions here you should be answering, maybe in a frequently asked questions section on your website when we're talking about this conversational AI. This is something we put in Google though. Why is car insurance in Alabama so high? All these different things. Now let's go over here to the ChatGPT. Let's see. All right, we'll just put it right here. I was trying to do the extension, but that wasn't working. All right, so let's ask it anything. What is the cost of insurance in Alabama? What is the cost of insurance in Alabama? Now let's see how it pulls up. Now look, we would get much more detailed, maybe talking about what is the cost of auto insurance and home insurance. We just use this as an example when it comes to using these different things. Now let's look at this. Look how detailed this is. And this is how we're talking about. Traditionally, you may have had to go to all these different clicks, all these different websites. Now it's taking all this data that it's finding online and it is providing it. It's talking about the average price and all this. And you may not see it right here because we're still testing out this for them. But traditionally, you may see, for example, with something like Perplexity, and we'll get into Perplexity in just a second, you may see the citations here. Now let's go over to Perplexity. Once again, another AI tool. perplexity. What's the cost of insurance in Alabama? All right. We'll try to get that minimized. Sometimes this board works for me, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so right here, we can see right over here, once again, how it's answering these questions for us. And it's really going into detail, right? Choosing the providers, see how USAA, State Farm. And one of the questions we get asked every day, in fact, one of the questions my content manager even asked me is, hey, how do we get our company into this AI search? And there's one key way you can do it, and that is answering your customers' questions the right way, not being super generic. For example, one of the leading pages on our website is our pricing page for the Flood Insurance Guru. We don't really talk about pricing that much on there. What we talk about is what factors lead to pricing, but we're willing to discuss it. Just like right here, you can see all these things right here, and you could go here and see the citations. So let's just see what citations look like. View the sources. So now we're here on the side, and this is how ChatGPT is going to do it too. You're going to see the sources now. So you see your customer's not having to go through here. Instead, your customer can go through and see which one they want to go to. And it's going to rank all the different ones right here. So how do you get in here? By answering your customer's question the right way. Really diving into deep. When we're talking about the cost of insurance in Alabama, maybe it's auto home. Hey, what really drives those costs? Using video, using text. Recently, I did a video testing this out where I used a recent news story and I responded to it of why a claim may be denied. One of our best performing videos. But it's testing out things like that and using things like that to understand, hey, look, search is not dead. But search as we know it is dead. And what we mean by that, it's changing. The way people search for things online, how they find your business. Look, as a local business owner, this is going to be one of the most important things going into the future that you need to understand. And today we just want to do a brief video on understanding how search is going to change and why content on your website is going to become so important. And this is why we're so big on teaching people how to write the content inside their organization. It's not necessarily doing it for them, but teaching them how to do it. How to have the right content strategy. How to have the right platform strategy. Understanding that things on Instagram are going to be different. Look, when we come to search like this, guess what? This is why we say it should be search optimization, not search engine optimization. Because look, when we talk about search engine optimization, we're talking about just Google. When we talk about search optimization, we're talking about TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all these different platforms. Different content, different platform, but eventually they're all going to show in search. So you're going to be in this world of the social media, YouTube, your website, where it should be a global approach there for you. Understanding how your customers are finding us, but more importantly, when they do find you, what happens? Are they going to the right place? Like having a learning center like we do at Flood Insurance Guru, where we recommend for almost every company is having a learning center on your website for customers, for potentially new candidates, for them to find that information. Because look, more than 70% of people want to go through a sales process without dealing with a salesperson. And this is why tools like self-assessment tools and things like this are going to be so important. We're going to discuss self-assessment tools in a different video when it comes to lead generation. But briefly today, we wanted to talk about conversational AI, conversational search, how it's going to be changing, how search in general completely changing over the next 2 to 3 years. In fact, your website may be good for the next 5 years, but after that, who knows? But your website's still going to play a vital role in your business. But we got to find a way to get the right customers to your website. And this is just one way we're going to do it. I'm Chris with It's Your Business. I've enjoyed speaking to you in today's video. Look, if you want to learn more information, maybe about working with us and helping grow your revenue, in the description of this video, it's simple. Just reach out to us. We're here to help. I look forward to talking to you in our next video. Thank you.